So today we are going to be doing a reading that is a special message for special souls. And I know you're wondering, how could someone be a special soul? So when I came back a few months ago after taking 3 years off of YouTube, it had been the single hardest experience in my life, those 3 years. And I knew that in order for me to keep healing, that I needed to come back. I needed to come back to my work and my purpose and to connect with you guys again. That my heart needed that. And I was in a very fragile place. And I have to say that you guys have literally nurtured me back to life with all of your love in the comments. And I'm trying not to cry, sorry. And it's because of the love that you are, that you have made a difference in my life. And I feel like it's really important that today I give this back to you in some sort of way. So in our pick a card reading, we are doing a special message for you, a very special soul, as far as I'm concerned. Now, what we are going to do is pull a card to set the intention for each of the readings. And if you don't know who I am or you're new to the channel, hello, I'm Cheryl. I'm the author of 3 oracle card decks, one of which we are going to use in the card reading today. And no, I don't normally cry in the readings, just so you know. So for our choices, I feel like I need to take this one because it was sticking out. So optimism. All right. So this is going to be choice number 1. And let's see okay, that one right there. Oh my goodness. So we have 2. So we'll say this is reading number 2 is prophecy, and number 3 is endurance. Okay. So with this energy, I'm going to say that optimism is about switching you into a more positive mindset and feeling better about yourself, your life, things. Prophecy, I want to say that's like intuitive development, inner knowing, coming to understand what's coming up here in the future for you in a better way. And then the endurance is that strength and ability to keep going when you need. Now, all of the timestamps are going to be down in the description. And as always, you can choose more than one reading. And I am going to get us started in the reading, and you make your choices. Hi, group number 1. Okay. So, like I said, with that optimism card, sometimes we just need a little boost or help or assistance with our thinking, with getting ourselves kind of straightened out. Sometimes we can get bent into kinks, and this is about working those kinks out. Now, I did not intend to pull any more than just one more card to go with this. And look at this, we have 3 cards. So we have to take them. Okay. So we're just going to go with the flow here. So we have optimism, calm, inner divinity, and emotions. Okay. So they really are talking about getting your inner self in order. And I have to say, when that inner divinity card comes up, there's something about like getting caught up in the emotional body or the emotions of things. And sometimes it becomes that we have one emotional event after another, and it begins to become almost this reaction of our inner selves to stay in this emotional state instead of switching, like having an event and then coming back to calm. And one of the words that I would like to use with this, I feel, is PTSD, CPTSD. It's getting stuck in the wah of things and not being able to bring yourself back down into that place of calm, rest, really inner connecting with your guides and your angels and with your higher self, and coming from that platform of balanced energy. And I feel like that's what's really affecting your ability to see life in a positive light or to see yourself in a positive light. But, this is a special message from Spirit for you. And this really truly is saying that this pattern of being caught in the PTSD or caught in just emotional event after emotional event, that isn't what this is talking about, being stuck in there. This is talking about you returning out of those emotions so that you can experience them, release them, come back to this place of calm and connection, and feel positive about yourself and life. So I'm going to grab our charms, and I want to just see, like, what are some of the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, I feel like I need to take this. I don't know what it is. Whoops. Okay, that's way more than I intended to pull. But you know what? That's how it is, isn't it? Oh my goodness. So we have a present. Now, this can really relate to two things. It can be talking about the now, which with PTSD, our body is stuck in a place of the past and reaction and being in a panic mode almost. Now, not that all of you have PTSD. You don't. I know you don't. However, this is talking about coming out of the past or your mind, your thoughts, your thinking and emotions, and coming into the present moment. But I feel like this is also saying, this little gift is saying there are some good surprises still left for you to open up, for you to experience in life. Like, you are so not done. And look at this, of all the things we could get. Now, that's the peace sign. And I feel like that is exactly backing up everything that the cards were saying. I mean, this is shocking to me. Like, if you want a reason to feel good about yourself and life, look at this reading. And we have a happy face. And I feel like there is so much more coming up for you in this department. And I want to say the good things in life, they are here for you. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it truly is, because of what we have, the spoon, and that is getting fed those things that nourish you. And I don't feel like they're saying you need to go out and go looking for that and do this work. I feel like Spirit is doing everything it can to encourage you to keep moving forward, keep moving on, keep believing in you, because there is so much more that is happening here. Oh, and we have the piano. Now, the piano is music. Music is about being in flow. It's like, music has a certain timing, a certain rhythm. And sometimes we get out of step with the music or rhythm of our life. That's that disharmony. And that piano is talking in one way of you being the person who's in charge of making the music of your own life, and of really coming into that rhythm and flow with it, that you dictate the speed of the tempo, that it's you who will be in control of this coming up. And look at this, we have our beautiful little angel is praying. And that is exactly what I was saying with this inner divinity card, that there is this deeper connection to your angels, to your spirit guides, to your higher self, to your understanding of yourself as this amazing soul, consciousness, piece of God incarnated in this world. And so I feel like in some level they are talking about an intuitive connection building, but I feel like even more importantly, they're talking about a emotional connection and relationship with these divine beings who are on the other side, supporting you, encouraging you, and helping you to move forward on your path. And I just want to say, we have the letter E, and that can be the initial of someone or an event or a place that is important to you coming up here on this path. But the thing that I feel like really is the deal breaker here of you got every single positive charm you could possibly get out of my little dish. And then we have this love. Look at that. It's love. And I feel like this isn't talking about just, oh, I need to feel loved. This is love in that deeper, truer sense of feeling like spirit has truly got you, that you are loved beyond measure, that you come from love, and you are here to be the love that you are, that you are the gift of love. But I do have to say, with that showing up, it is talking about loving people and events are coming up here in this. So if you have been feeling down, my goodness, you have every reason to like look forward to something good happening for you up here in the future. And so I'm going to grab out our tarot deck here. And okay, Spirit, what more to this amazing, beautiful message do you have? And we have the Five of Feathers, the armadillo. He showed up in one of the other readings, actually. That's the one there. And we have the Nine of Acorns. Okay. So with the Nine of Acorns, that one is talking about really coming to understand your own power, your own strength. And the word on the bottom of the card is perseverance. And it literally is about being able to weather the storm of emotions or events that have been happening in your life. But the other word besides perseverance is a powerful endurance, that it builds this strength within you. You know, I don't want to call it character building because I know that the situations you've been through is more profound than that. And that sounds almost belittling. And that's not what this is talking about. But that because you've been able to get back up each and every time, even if you feel like you're wobbly and off balance, you've picked yourself up and you've kept going because you are here today. You are watching this video, and there is an innate power within you that is holding you and keeping you going. And then we have the Five of Feathers. And this one is talking about stability and resilience. And it's saying, so you know, you've gone through these difficulties and these challenges, yet here you are. And this is talking about moving into a place like resilience is not being affected. And I feel like they're talking about this not being affected by the things that have been happening in the past, that, you know, it bounces off you, that you're coming into this place where it doesn't just take you down underwater, that you're able to just keep swimming and keep going. And there is that stability is emotional stability, it's mental stability, and it's also, I want to say, physical stability, because that is talking about a restoration in the physical sense of the word. Sorry, feathers is swords and acorns are wands. Okay. And I feel like I still need two of these puppies to come out here. And oh my goodness, we have the King of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles. And look at that. I want this one right under here. Oh my goodness. And the King of Feathers. Now, honest to goodness, you guys, this is amazing. I think we have every cat in the deck out on here. And we have the two kings as well. So we've got that royalty card. So this is talking about access to the highest level of yourself, really backing up that inner divinity. But the King of Feathers is talking about really coming into this place where you are sitting from a place of balance and logic. Like one of the words on this card is justice, but more so than justice, this is really, like being able to claim your throne and not be affected or reactional, like not being affected by your emotions, by being able to think your way logically through things without getting swept away, carried away. And so with this comes a tremendous amount of strength and ability to be able to see things quite clearly, where when you're caught up in the emotional body, our vision or point of view gets a little bit skewed. But within that balancing and that beautiful logic and non reactionary energy, we come into the King of Crystals, which isn't just about courage. There's also like a determination that comes with the King of Crystals. And because crystals is pentacles, there's also a lot going on here as far as comfort, security, manifesting, being able to manifest the things you need so that you feel secure in your life and you feel secure with the people who are coming into your world. And I feel like one of the words I need to say, like my hand is turning on as it comes to me. So I know that this is true. There's a word that keeps coming within here, and I have to say it. It's the word of loyalty. I feel like there's loyalty coming into you because these are royalty cards, and royalty, these are the kings of the jungle, right? And with royalty comes loyal subjects. And I feel like that's a big part of the energy in here. But not only that, because we have so many cats, we're talking about you having 9 lives of being able to make your way through all of these events and situations and always land on your feet. And I want to say this is a huge opening happening here of the intuition. So I'm going to move that right over here and get out. This is my second deck. This is the Divine Guidance deck. And these are all fractals on there, if you don't know. Oh my goodness. And we have the Wisdom Guide. Lovely. And that's the one right there that's sticking up. Ah, Dragon Guide. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, with the Wisdom Guide coming up in here, have to point out that this is 18, which turns out to a 9. So we're talking 9 out of the numbers is the one that reaches for that spiritual understanding and that higher wisdom and insight into life and events. And this is talking, the Wisdom Guide card is talking partly with this crown chakra being open and almost like a literal crown on the head. It's talking about an opening of both the third eye and the crown chakra. So again, it's backing up all of the intuition coming through with all these cats, also connecting to your inner divinity and that intuitiveness that's opening here for you. And then we have Dragon Guide, and I love this guy. And I know it's hard to see on camera, but there's a dragon within this fractal, and he brings so much strength. So one of the things that it says in the booklet is that it's okay to breathe a little fire now and then. And that means like it's talking about your boundaries and drawing a line in the sand and saying, no, no more of that. It's not happening. No more. But the other thing that it brings is Dragon Guide is a huge empowerment. So I want to say it's a really beautiful balance with the King of Feathers or King of Swords. And not only is this you owning your kingdom, but this is you having the strength to move through and come to a really beautiful success in your life where you feel successful because of the fire that is involved with dragon. There's a massive transformation that is happening for you. So I truly hope you loved your reading because this is like one of the most powerful readings I've done in quite some time. Wow. And if you enjoyed your reading, please do help me out by hitting the like button. It helps with YouTube. And as always, you know I love you. I have so much gratitude for you being here. I truly do. And I cannot wait to see you again. Mwah. Take care. Hi, group two. Okay. Oh, so that one is definitely for us. I was going to say, I was only going to draw 2 of these cards, but in group number 1, 4 came out. So I feel like I have to continue that thread because that's what the spirit wants. So the card that just fell out is the Bloom card. Now, with a prophecy card, I feel like they are talking about 2 different threads here. I feel like one part of this is about your intuition, your personal connection to spirit, to the other side. But then I also am getting the feeling that this truly is about you getting a little bit more information about what's coming up here in the future for you. And I feel like you need that kind of, it's almost like a security blanket that if you know what's coming up ahead, you can be prepared for it. So I feel like that's what that's talking about. And then we have the Bloom card. And I feel like that is definitely talking about your intuition really opening, this crown and third eye chakra opening. And I feel like there's gifts and talents in this area that, I'm sure many of you are aware of your gift and talent, but sometimes we don't always trust it or believe in it. And I mean, my goodness, I've been doing this. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Wow. Um, I've been a professional reader for 17 years. And no matter how long you've been doing it, no matter how good you are at it, there's always a place inside that goes, okay, am I doing this well enough? And am I bringing through enough information? And am I as good as, and then you're looking out. And so I feel like that's why this is coming through to give you that boost of confidence and reassurance. That's my hand making that funny sound, not other body parts. And anyhow, look at this. We have bloom, amplify, connection. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I pulled them on camera because this truly is a really deep awakening for you of these faculties within you. But not only that, I feel like there's maybe some sort of coming up here in the future. I don't know if they're talking, it feels this way, so I'm just going to say it. Um, like sometimes we have a changing of the guard. We have certain guides, masters, whatnot, who are working with us. And then there comes a shift and a new person or team comes in to work with us for the next level that we're at. And I feel like there's a new connection coming in here for you guys. And whether that's an entire team or just one spirit guide, it's really truly going to be different for each of you. But I feel like this is bringing you up to that next level. And with that amplify, I feel like this isn't just for you, for your own personal use and fun and play, in private in your bedroom, doing cards or doing readings. I feel like this is bringing you up to that next level. And I have to feel the word that's coming in here. I feel like for some of you, there is going to be some sort of channeling that's going on. And remember, channeling doesn't just mean you're going to sit there in lotus style going om and a being speaks through your mouth, right? That's not always what channeling means, but bringing through messages from spirit and being the mouth of spirit to bring messages to other people. And I feel like that is where this reading is heading and what they're talking about. So I want to grab out our charms and see what else do you have to talk about here with us, Spirit. And one more. I don't know what it is, but we need to take it. So how amazing is this? We have 1, 2 dolphins. Now, there's only so many charms I have in here. So to have 2 dolphins, and this one seems to have the world in its hand. And so, I mean, dolphins aren't just the most intelligent creatures in our realm. They also truly do represent, because they're in water, water represents both the emotions and intuition and being able to master your movement through the intuitive waters, truly. These are hugely spiritual totems, if you want to put it that way. And this dolphin is actually hugging or holding the world. And so I feel like there's this much deeper understanding of your own gifts that are coming through this. But not only a deeper understanding, we have both the tree and then we have the Merkaba. Um, you could call it the Star of David, but I see this as the Merkaba or Merkaba, depends how you say it. But the tree is representing the tree of life. So we have 2 sacred geometry symbols showing up here. And the Merkaba is your light body, and it's an activation of your light body. And I feel like this is almost talking about having a deeper sense of not just your divinity, but your strength and power as a soul, and being really rooted and grounded in that so that your branches can spread and bloom these beautiful leaves out here into the world. And with the Merkaba, that is an activation of the light body. I feel like I think I want to use the word like an ascension process that is happening here. And I don't often talk about that in the readings, but my goodness, I mean, it's right here in front of you. You can see it for yourself. And I feel like with with it being inside the hand, this is of your own 2 hands, which means this isn't just some spontaneous gift from the universe, that the universe is working with you, and then with your own 2 hands, which means your own efforts. You are evolving and ascending in your spiritual understanding of yourself and this dimension or realm that we are living in. Now, this is also interesting because we have both a fairy and a dragon. And both of these are mythical creatures that they say don't exist in our world. I wonder. However, here she looks like Tinkerbell, actually, and she's holding a little circle, just like our dolphin. Again, this is pointing to some sort of mastery over the realm that you are living in. I can't get over that. And then they're both winged. This means a higher perspective, being able to raise up above situations that are happening in your life and seeing them from a completely different vantage point than you have been seeing them up till now. And with that dragon comes fire and transformation. This is a huge empowerment. It's like an ownership coming in here. And I want to say, not just of your gifts, but of your powers and an ownership over your life. Like, I want to talk about manifesting in a way, because we all know that if you want to get things growing out in nature, you burn a low little fire and everything on the surface is burnt off, and then from the ashes all the seeds are activated. And I feel, and again, okay, that word activation, ascension, it's so powerful in here, but I feel like they're also talking about those elements of manifesting. And I feel as your belief and conviction in yourself and your gifts is amplifying, it is amplifying the gifts, it's manifesting more of those things. Now, we also have our little palm tree in there, and that palm tree represents going to other locations. It's one of the symbols of travel showing up in here. So I do feel for many of you there is a physically going to another location, such as travel, whether that's for pleasure or doing some sort of, retreat or workshop where you go to Peru or something like that. There is that coming up for you. And we have the iguana. And not only is there a speed that happens with these little guys, um, there's there's speed. So I feel like they're talking about timing here with that. But there's also the ability to camouflage into your environment. And with that, what that's talking about is this deeper, greater awareness of what is around you and being able to work within it. So that, there are times in our life where we feel like we're working against everything, and we're like Atlas trying to push the boulder up the hill. And with that camouflaging is being able to work with your environment. And so I keep coming back to these words with you guys, this mastery that is happening of your physical manifestations of the world out here around you. It's so profound. So let's get our tarot, and that one there. And we have the Four of Acorns, which is the Four of Wands. And okay. And we have the Knight of Crystals. Crystals is Pentacles. And again, that's another reference to travel showing up here. And what do we have? The Page of Shells. Shells is cups. So there are some, oh my goodness, and definitely this one. And the Queen of Shells. Wow. Okay, so the reason that I'm wowing is because one of the words on the Page of Shells is intuition. But the bigger thing with the Page of Shells or Page of Cups is that it's talking about messages, receiving messages, whether they are in writing or verbally, it doesn't matter. And I feel like that's in this amplifying of your intuition. They're talking directly about you receiving messages. But there's also a lot to do with igniting your passion. And one of the words they have here is inspiration. And everything about this reading is this inspiring you to move forward with these gifts that you most absolutely and most certainly do have. And I have to say, when the Page of Wands comes up, or sorry, Page of Shells comes up, I feel like I need to give this little warning, like, just be mindful of people who are very charming and very smooth. Like, really, if you're meeting new people and someone seems almost too good to be true, I'm going to say really center yourself into your intuition and really honor what your gut is telling you about this person, because a lot of the times a charmer can come along and maybe they aren't always so honest, but there's this desire to kind of sweep us off our feet. And so I feel like, as far as what's coming up in the future, there's a little warning here saying, just look for red flags in that department. Okay. Now, with the Queen of Shells, like the Queen, she does talk about really coming into this balance from an emotional state more into the empowerment that comes along with the divine feminine. And the big one with the Queen is her intuition. So again, we have the backing up of the intuition going on in here. And this one is saying there's this really beautiful balance that's coming so that you are feeling this being swept away by your emotions, that you are able to sit within this divine feminine energy and utilize all of the strengths of it, such as nurturing and caring and intuition. And there's also a connection. And I do want to use that word compassion that's on that card, because there is an ability to really feel into the deeper aspects of what's going on with other people and really having compassion for the situations that they're in. And that truly is because of your intuitiveness. And I need to say, if you were at all drawn to reading number one, this is alluding to what reading number one was about. So I feel like you would get a lot out of that. See, and I feel like you're going to be getting the feedback with your intuitive work here, because this one does give you that sort of um, drive and determination. I want to say confidence to keep moving forward. But one of the things that comes with a Knight of Wands or Knight of Crystals, or sorry, Pentacles, Wands, is that it's almost like being able to climb up onto a hill and have this view of everything out in front of you and being able to see things in a way that you're like, you feel good about where you're heading and where things are going. There is that element of endurance that comes because it is the camel. But to me, what I like to use instead of endurance is that you have everything you need within you already. You have it. You have everything it takes. And it's a coming into seeing, knowing, and understanding that. And then there's also a sense of adventure that comes with us, traveling to new lands, having new experiences, experiencing new cultures or new ideas. So again, I'm just going to point out that that travel is so strong here. And then we have the Four of Acorns or the Four of Wands. And that really is there's an abundance, manifesting, a mastery of manifesting that comes with that card. But then there's also this sense of community and of belonging. And oftentimes with that card, there's, being perceived, um, maybe not as a leader, but as a strong um, addition to a community. So there is this more connecting out with people that is happening. And honest to goodness, guys, when you are really embracing your gifts, that's just a part of using your coming into your spiritual truth. It connects us in with other people. And so there is more of that happening here for you. So I'm just going to move this over to the side. And this is my second deck. This is the Divine Guidance deck. And they are all fractals. Oh my goodness. That's exciting. So that's the on target card. Oh my goodness. And the intimacy card. Okay. So I do feel like with that intimacy card coming up and where this was saying connection, I was telling you, I'm feeling like there's a new team or spirit member coming in here for you to work with. And that intimacy card is sort of backing up that really deeper connection with your guides, with your angels, and feeling like They are actually a part of your life. Like, I'm sure that you're going to find that you're actually talking to them more in the day, and like your invisible friend, I want to say, but in a really good, healthy way. And then I do have to say, for some of you, this is pointing or alluding to, again, what the page was alluding to, that there might be someone coming up here. So, with the intimacy card, it is saying that there is that deeper level of connection. This isn't just superficial. And so, where that is warning of superficiality and being maybe too charming, I have to say that there is someone here coming in that is a lot more in alignment with what it is you are seeking in your intimate connections. And that also this connection with people is going to be quite profound. These aren't going to be superficial um, connections that you're making with people that don't really feed your heart. These are ones that really nourish you, mind, body, and soul. Okay. And look at this. We have the on target card. And in this fractal, it's just like you're looking at out of the sight um, of I don't like to use those words on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like those words, but that you're looking at the sites and you've got it in target, on target, where you are heading right now. You are doing exactly what you need to do, and you are heading exactly where you need to head to really step into this part of your path. And I hope you realize that this truly was a special message from your guides and angels to really encourage you to keep going in that direction. Even if you feel like you haven't seen your gifts in the way you want, I'm telling you, you will. You will be seeing it. So, and check out reading number 1 also. And do me a favor and sprinkle some love on the like button because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe because you don't want to miss awesome readings, right? And as always, I love you. I am so grateful for you. Truly. I love you. I cannot wait to see you again. Mwah. Take care. Hi, Group 3. How are you? So I actually had to pause before I started to record the reading because I'm like, there's something coming through with this card. And it feels to me like there is a decision that is coming up. Like it's almost like something's coming up rather soon where I feel like it's splitting somehow, and you have a choice that you need to make or a decision that you need to make coming up. And I'm sure that the cards will talk about it more. Now, I didn't mean to pull two. I was going to say, I was only going to pull 2 of these cards here for the reading, but in group number 1, I ended up pulling 4. And so clearly that's what spirit wants. I see and this one, beginnings. See, cards are backing up exactly what I was saying. Wow. Oh, okay. So I have to say, what I was feeling with this event coming up here in the near future, that there is a new beginning starting here for you. And it feels like this is where you are much more in control of where things are headed, where you want to go. Like, I feel like you're getting, who wears the pants in a relationship? We have that saying in English, and I almost feel like this is you putting on your pants and going, okay, I'm going to take direction now. I've had enough of this, and we're going this way with things. And I do feel like for some of you, this is going to be a challenging decision that you need to make. And I feel like that's why that courage card is coming up here, because sometimes we tend to make decisions based on what is best for the other people in my life, whether they are my children, my partner, my work, what's better for them. And we always have this wanting to make sure everyone else is okay. And I feel like this is saying, especially with the balance card coming out, that now it's about you. And it's about you coming into a place of restoration, of coming into this wholeness. I want to use the word groundedness with this balance card too, because I feel like you're almost coming back to yourself in some sort of way, that you have let you go and have put yourself on the back burner in some way for quite some time, and that this is you coming back to the forefront of your life and you becoming the most important person in your life. And that doesn't mean that you aren't going to care for anyone else or you're going to be selfish. In a very healthy way, you are going to be self centered, centered from within your very core and being on what is good for me and what is good for other people, not only always looking out there at everyone else, but this energy that comes in with this new beginning. It's after you make this choice, whichever road you decide to take, that's where that new beginning, and it has a lightness to it. I feel like you are going to make the choice that is truly best for you and ultimately will be the best for everyone involved. And there's a lot of, I want to say, light coming into it, because when I intuitively, when I see things that are in the light or it looks like sunshine is lighting it up, it's saying this is the way to go. And I feel like you are going to make the right choice. So I feel like this is really about you trusting yourself, but also not just trusting yourself, but trusting that quiet little inner voice that has been playing out for you. And oh, look at that. I feel like I need to drop this. Okay, look at that. So, what's interesting is we have the palm tree, and there are only two out of there's, I don't know, 800 different charms in here. There's only two palm trees, and it came up in the last reading in group 2. So, I have to say, with both the Eiffel Tower and the palm tree, both are signals of travel. So if you resonated with group number 2, please watch that as well, because these are going to be interlinked, interconnected. So we have the travel. The other thing with the Eiffel Tower is it attracts lightning. It's like a great big lightning rod. And I feel like this is that light coming into your life, that electricity, that defibrillator, and pulsing you back to life. And what do we, oh my goodness. Okay. So look at this. What are the chances of this? We have love, we have a heart and a locket, and we have Cupid. So, okay, let me just call this for what it is. Whatever you have been going through, this has deeply affected your heart. And it is somehow in around the realm of relationships. And whether that is with one of your children, your partner, or relationships at work, it feels like these are closer relationships than work relationships. However, it feels like this is where you have been having to endure instead of enjoy. And this is talking about a change or turnaround in the relationship department with your heart. And what I love is we have the heart with the key. And that's really saying that this is unlocking something. This new beginning is unlocking something within you. And so this is a lowering of your guard, you allowing people into your world, the right people, because this doesn't say infatuation. It doesn't say toxic relationship. This says love. And with that, we also have the Cupid. And Cupid is about falling in love, but it's also igniting your passions, igniting your heart in multiple ways. And I feel like Spirit is kind of saying, because I don't know why, there's nothing in the cards that are saying it, but there is an energy that's coming through here that is talking about path and purpose as well. And so I'm sure once we get the tarot cards out, that is going to become evident. Oh my goodness. And we have an aeroplane. The airplane that is again, travel. It's going to one place to another. But this is a higher elevation. And I feel like that's what that new beginning with all that sunlight is talking about. This is a next leveling up. And I know that things have been difficult for you, and these are not going to be easy choices to make, but you truly are going to be making the one that is right for you. And I wouldn't be surprised with all these symbols of travel if there's some sort of actual travel involved, or if there is even some sort of move involved where, because of the choice you make, you end up relocating. And I feel like because these are like, the type of terms for travel that have come out, I feel like this is a place that's really much more in alignment to your heart, where you feel like you can rest and relax. And I don't know what initial this is. Let's see. Oh, it's a Y. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that can be the initial of a person, place, thing, or event coming up. But sometimes you have to ask yourself why. Why are you enduring and not enjoying? Why are you in that place? Which road do you want to take and why? It's that looking under the hood of the car to see what's really running the engine here with that card. And we have a huge transformation happening here, you guys, because we have this snake. The snake is the symbol on the caduceus, which represents medicine, medical, healing. And I feel like they are talking about a major healing happening for you of your emotions, of your spirit, of your heart, that kind of healing. And I wouldn't be surprised for many of you, this will also involve a physical healing as you come into this restoration, more into this sort of balanced energy. And the other thing with that snake is the snake sheds its skin. Again, I have to say, um, there's something about reading number 2 that is coming in here. Um, and we have the moon. The moon is feminine, it's intuition. The moon represents emotions, intuition, the body, family. So all of those things are coming in here. But I do feel like you will be going more on your gut and your intuition about what way to move through this coming up here. And oh, look at that. Lovely. So we have the flower, and that's a blossoming that is happening here. And when I say blossoming, again, that's reading number 2. You really do need to watch it. There's something in there for you. Instead of being in this dormant state of dead winter, everything feels frozen, and you're trying to endure the cold. This is talking about that springtime energy of new life, new growth, blossoming forward for you. And we also have the 4-leaf clover, and that really does talk about, good luck, but it's saying things are going to work out in a way that is most beneficial for you. And sometimes we need to feel like Lady Luck is on our side, or does she even know we exist? And this is Spirit's way of trying to reassure you that yes, and Spirit absolutely knows that you exist and that things are coming into a favorable outcome for you. They truly are. Now, let's get out our tarot here and see what is coming. Nope. Okay, guys, give us there they are. Okay. So I want this one. Oh my goodness, another beginnings card. Ace of Shells is a new beginning. The High Priestess. Oh my goodness. Okay. And yeah, I feel like I still have to shuffle to get our last two. That one. Ace of Feathers. Oh my goodness. The reason I'm stunned is because aces do represent new beginnings, new starts. And we have beginning like 3 times now. Spirit has given us this beginnings card. And we have the Hanged Man. Good. Okay. So the Hanged Man, it does talk about feeling like you're in this state of suspension, that you're just kind of having to wait things through. And in a way, you have had to, because you came from that place of having to endure what you've been going through up to this point. However, with the Hanged Man, it also comes a new perspective. You're able to see things in a new light or from a new way. And I feel like that's what the airplane was talking about. I was saying that higher perspective of things. And that's what the Hanged Man does bring us. But then it also gives us this patience of being able to weather the storm and come through that to the other side. And so that actually is quite a positive energy to have in here. And then we have the High Priestess. And that's what I'm saying, where this road is splitting, with that High Priestess showing up, she is the ultimate feminine. She is intuition, she is wisdom, she is so tuned in and connected into the higher realms. And I feel like that opening, that moon energy that was coming in here, that you are going to be really coming back into yourself, into this balance of, really honoring your inner self, what your heart and your guts say to you. Like, that's a red flag. Look out for that. Go this way. Here's a green flag. And there's a direction that's moving you, like this loving wind, warm wind blowing you into the right path that's really more in alignment for you. And especially where we have our Ace of Feathers is swords and shells is cups. So look at this foundation, mental clarity. So, what the Ace of Swords is bringing is it's almost like through this, and it's funny because it talks about a new perspective, which also the Hangman talks about, is through this perspective, you're able to actually perceive and conceive of a future or a new foundation for your life and for yourself. It's almost like giving you the ability to see that there's so much more out here for you. And it's from that new perspective and that new understanding that you build a new foundation that you can rebuild from. And there's a lot of strength in here because this is a swords card. That's energy. And with the Ace of Shells, that is again, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 items talking about relationships, new beginnings, in the love department. So whether this is new friendships, new deep bonds that are coming in with this new beginning, or an actual new relationship or a renewal in your current relationship, it's going to be different for each of you. But I really want you to honor your intuition on what you feel is truly the right thing here with where this is headed. But the most beautiful thing with the Ace of Shells is that it says you've come to this point where you can look at your life and go, yeah, okay, I've had so much of this, and I am so done with people like that or situations like that, and I do not want any more of that. And this is absolutely what I want in my world and what I want to experience. And you open up to these things that are so much more positive, so much more empowering with this new beginning that's coming here. So let's get out. This is my third deck, the Divine Guidance deck. And okay, Spirit, what last message? I feel like this is the one right here. Oh my goodness. And we have the Empowerment card. Okay. And I want to take this one here. Infinite love. Okay. See, this is kind of, it's almost crazy because the empowerment card, like this fractal, is just filled with this golden light. And it really does represent the third chakra. But in the booklet, I had written that there's this coming into this authentic feeling of self love and coming into this place of being centered within self, that there's this loving, gentle strength or energy that emanates out from you and it empowers you in ways that you may not have felt before in your life. And with that, because it's talking about that self love, that self care, that, when you're in survival mode, it's a lot more difficult to take care of yourself than when you are in relaxed love mode, right? And that's what big part of this new beginning is coming for. Because I feel like with everything that they're alluding to in the love department, that in the self-love department, that this is also a big key for you, a big opening happening here. And then we have this card. And honestly, of all the fractals of all my decks, this is my most favorite because I cannot control what shows up in a fractal. I can only apply fractal formulas and then wait for the image to render. And with this, we have two hearts, one above, one below. And this kind of is giving that as above, so below, in that as you come into that place of truly loving yourself and caring for yourself and coming back into that empowered, heart centered energy, it really opens you up to that in the world. It begins manifesting, like your energy just says, I love me, I respect me. And everything begins to manifest out in your world that says, look, I love myself, I respect myself, and then you get people who love you and respect you, who are loyal to you like you are to them. And this is kind of one of the ultimate love cards showing up here. So I do have to say, if you feel like, you haven't been experiencing that kind of love that you know truly deeply in your heart that you deserve, that it is coming up for you. And most importantly, in the most important relationship that you will ever have, it's with you, within yourself first. And that is what is fueling and initiating this amazing change that is coming up for you. And this is truly a very special message. I just want to say that I have so much love and respect for you. I am truly so grateful that you are here in my world. And I want to say thank you for being here. Please do sprinkle some love on the like button. Check out reading number 2 or number 1 if you resonated with any of the other readings. And as always, I love you. I can't wait to see you again. Take care.